everybody, it's Heidi here, and I am going to continue with the pizza making video, and I'll do my best to show you. I might move the camera around a bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. So it's important to have all your ingredients for the topping and everything ready, and I have sauce here already made. I usually make it, it's easy. I make a big batch and then just freeze it. I find it just, I like the taste of the homemade better, but you can certainly use bought sauce, no problem. And then I'm just going to make one pizza on screen because the process is obviously the same as any other time. So I'm going to do our Hawaiian wheat pineapple on pizza on the video, and our cheese and olive oil. Not that we really need any more now. So one of my tips is, so a lot of like when you would watch like an authentic pizza making course or whatever, and even Peter Reinhardt, who I love, they tell you to use your pizza peel. I guess I should back up a bit and tell you I have a pizza stone in the oven that's been heating up for about an hour. Yeah, thanks, Carly. A pizza stone's been heating up in the oven for about an hour. Now, you don't have to spend a lot of money on a pizza stone. You can get one for like $20, and if you're gonna make pizza on the regular, I would highly recommend it. If you're just trying this out for the first time and you don't know if you're gonna keep doing it, you can cook it on a pan, or even the back. I think I would just stick to cooking it on a pan, but just do everything the same and just put the whole thing right on a pan instead of on the pizza stone, like I'll show you in a minute. And then yeah, and if you do have a pizza stone but you don't have a pizza peel, you can just turn a sheet pan over and put the pizza on the back and slide it in the oven that way. So my tip for the sliding it in the oven, which a lot of people are scared about and it doesn't always work, like a lot of places people will tell you to put cornmeal or lots of flour on, and that's all well and good, and I used to do that. It makes it work, but a good friend came up with the idea of using parchment paper. So what I do is actually shape the pizza right on the parchment paper, on a piece of parchment paper, and it goes in, just slide it in off the pizza peeler back of a pan, and then you don't have because the cornmeal and the flour would fall into the oven and it would all smoke and it makes such a mess of the oven. So this is great. So I let it go for 5 minutes and then I just pull the parchment out and let it finish cooking. So anyway, so yeah, so I've washed my hands, and now I'm going to show you how I shape the pizza. So I always just put a tiny lid. You don't have to do this, but it's just a thing I do, is just a little dab of olive oil on your parchment paper. And I'm going to move the camera down so you can see what I do, and follow, so you can try it when you're doing it. So there's the parchment paper, and I'm going to pick up my first ball of dough off of the counter and just plop it right on the parchment paper. And I just oil my hands again a little bit, and you just shape it, push out with the edges of your hand. I'm pushing it out like this from the middle towards the edge, and I just keep turning like this. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. And if by any chance it's sort of really giving you a hard time, just let it sit for a couple minutes, and it springs back a little. You could probably see it just springing back, which is totally normal. But if it's like really grabbing you, you haven't let it rest long enough. So let it sit a little bit longer. And this is still, I can still feel, it's still cool, the dough a bit. which is fine. And there's two schools of thought on the shaping. So I'm gonna move this camera in a bit. See if you can see. So there's two schools of thought when it comes to shaping the dough. Some people like it flat all the way to the edge. And the pizza crust will form a little edge if you don't put, like some people put it flat to the edge and put their toppings to the edge. I like the yummy kind of almost burnt bubbly corners, edges. So I always leave a bit of a lip, and it's quite clear on the video, I think, that you can see the lip there. And so I like a lip, and I like to leave no toppings on the lip, okay? Because I just like the way it cooks up. And I will put the toppings on now. Sorry you're not seeing my face, but you can't get both the pizza and my face at the same time. And today it's probably a good thing not to see my face. Anyway, so sauce. Notice it's not too thick, but the oven's good and hot. It's at 450. You can even crank it up to 500, but my oven, it tends to smoke a bit and set the fire alarm off, so I just go with 450. I actually might crank it a bit just before I put the pizza in. And then see how it goes. I put it up to 475. Yeah, so then we're doing a Hawaiian. I can't think today. I have such a headache. It's getting better though. So put the toppings on and pineapple. This is the kitty's favorite, my favorite. Mark's. I should probably make two, but I'm going to do I'm going to do a pepperoni. Some of the guys like that. And then a new one that we've been enjoying is a barbecue chicken pizza. And if I had my druthers, it would be caramelized onions and barbecue sauce instead of the pizza sauce. You put barbecue sauce and then some cooked chicken and caramelized onion and cooked chicken and then the cheese, and it's so good. But Mark is not an onion guy, so unfortunately I'm not putting onions on it. So and then here's the cheese. Now I don't like too much cheese. I like cheese on it, but I don't like totally smother it for a couple of reasons. I just find it overwhelms the pizza. And also I find that it just cooks better if it's not too thick. And for sometimes on the barbecue chicken one, I'll add Parmesan and or mix like cheddar and mozzarella just for a different taste. Okay, so I see a comment or two. Sharon. Oh, hey Sharon. Hi Cindy. How are you doing? Oh, I haven't seen you in ages. Hope you're doing well. Sorry you can't see my face because, boop, there we go. I was showing how to make the pizza, the actual pizza. So I hope you can watch the replay to see how I've shaped the dough. But now the pizza is ready to go in the oven, and I will show you that as best I can. So I've got my peel. If you don't have a peel, just use the back of a sheet pan and just pull the pizza on. And I'm going to move this camera, see if I can happen to so you guys can see the oven. Okay, you should be able to see the oven. I need to get a professional to help me do this. Tyler. Yeah, Hawaiian's my fave. Okay, So you can see in the oven there I have a pizza stone, and I am just going to slip this in here. There you go. Easy as that. So would you like me to show you shaping one of the second dough, just to give you another look at it, at the actual shaping of the dough? I'll do another one, and then you can see. Okay. I'll get a piece of parchment. Okay, so I am going to try and get this down again. I wonder if I could get it any closer. Let's see. Ugh, you don't want to see my face so close. Okay. All right. So here's our parchment. I'm going to put just a dab on here. Like, when I say a dab, I really mean just a dab. Almost just for good luck. I'm setting the timer on the stove for 5 minutes just so I remember to go in and pull out the parchment paper. So pick up the dough, see it's easy, and just place it on your parchment paper, okay? And then I make sure my hands are oily. They're already pretty oily. And let's see. Can you see that? Can you see it, Sharon? I hope you can. Okay, and then so sort of I start with the, not fingers, but like 3 fingers together, and just start pressing it out like that. Out. And then I move to the side of my hand, and I just twist and push. And if you can't like get the twisting motion, like I usually do it pretty quick like that, but if you can't get the twisting motion, don't worry, just gently work the dough over to the edge. Look at those bubbles on the edge. You know what that means? That means crunchy, bubbly edges that taste delicious. So, okay, so it's just like that. And just, you know, squish it a little from the middle so that it's somewhat even. And that's it. What do you think? Looks pretty easy, eh, Sharon? I think you can do it. You can do it. You guys like pizza? You should try it. And if you try it and then you decide you want an in-person lesson, we can do that too. I'd love it. So I did that for a couple of girlfriends, and it worked out really well. I'm just gonna wash my hands and I'll come back. Hi. Hi, Nancy. So, yeah, that's all there is to it. It's super easy to shape. And, yeah, so I was saying that if anybody, when this is all over, wants an in-person lesson, I'm happy to do it. I did it for a couple of friends, and what I did was, I made dough the day before, because you know it has to sit in the oven. But they came, and we made the dough, another batch of dough. They each made their own batch of dough, and then we took mine out of the fridge and used that to shape and make pizzas. Then they got to take the dough home that they had made, and then the next day they get to go home and make pizza. And that works so well because then it's fresh in your mind and you've got dough to work with. And yeah, so okay, I think my timer, oh no, that was just because I cranked it up a bit. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm sort of holding off for a couple minutes just so I can show you me taking the parchment paper out of from underneath the pizza. And, yeah. I guess I could show you shaping in one more dough. I have one more to go. So while I'm waiting, I'll just move this over there. And rather than just stand here looking like a fool, let's do the last dough. the last ball of dough, because Nancy wasn't watching the first time around, but you can watch the replay. But okay, so there's the parchment, and you'll see in the replay, Nancy, but I just, instead of using cornmeal or flour on the pizza peel, I use parchment. It just makes such a less mess, so much less mess and everything. That's why I do that. So here I'm just shaping the final pizza ball into pizza, and I use parchment paper and just get it started like that. And then it's so easy to work with the dough, and it just goes so nicely. And look at that. Oh, a thing of beauty, right? You can tell I love food. Now, one look at me, you know I love food. But anyways, there you go. That's it. How long did that take? So you can see. Oh, let's need another light on. Let me put the light on here. That helps at all. I have terrible lighting. I need a new kitchen, but it ain't in the budget. Yeah, so there's the third thing. Okay, so now I'm just going to open the oven and take out the parchment from that first pizza. I'm trying to move the thing to show I can show you, okay? So, oopsie. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that out, and I just lift up the edge a little and just pop that right out. And can you see the pizza, how good it looks? Doesn't it look delicious? Anyway, yeah. And sometimes I might just give it a little swing around so the front and back are switched. Yeah. Okay, guys, that is about it. So, let me just move this back. Sorry for the lame production value, but you know, when it was a pandemic, things happen. So a certain way, right? Anyway, so yeah, so the pizza is gonna cook for another 10 minutes or so, and then I'll top up the other two, and when they're all done, I will take a photo and show you how they look, and put any questions in the comments below if you have a question, and if you end up trying it yourself, please post pictures, and or just DM me with questions if you're in the middle of something. And as my husband says, I have my phone attached to my arm, so I'm usually would get your message. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll show you the pizza. I'll put a picture when it comes out of the oven, and then when they're all done, I'll show you all three of them. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody who is here. Oh, there's 6 people. Wow, cool. Great. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you later. Okay, bye.